Hello, everyone. How are you doing on this Saturday afternoon?
Can you hear us now?
Yes, they can hear us. Confirm
this
you can.
is Planet Earth. Ba, 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 ba.
Right, well, we've got 9 people in. We've got Joe, a FIFA group hussy, saying Scotland versus... I'm not quite sure. Scotland versus... We've got Wales on at the moment, haven't we? Did anybody watch Italy last night? Post in the comments if you did.
Then we're just the most important. We need to get the important stuff out of the way, don't we? What have you had for your lunch?
Right.
Very, very important.
Yes,
we've had our fried bacon and cabbage and leek. Yeah. Oh my, which is what we do on Saturday, which is very nice.
And done by Cecil Lee and Jane Maxwell.
Yes, I've got my maxi top on.
Northern again, hasn't he?
Yeah, yes, it's good. We can understand him when he's northern.
He's all right. He's not doing a mom and all that.
All right. It's the new Hot Pot song, isn't it? All right.
Oh, we've got some exciting news. We've got obviously tomorrow England will be playing in their opening match, and we will be here live from 1:30 for one of our watch-alongs. What else have we got, Jane, today for them?
Today, sorry, I've just been doing the tweeting.
Jane's been tweeting.
What have we got today? We've got some visitors coming in, haven't we?
We have got hopefully some visitors coming in from other championship clubs as well.
Because we're looking to make new friends in the championship because, you know, it's our new, it's where we hang now, isn't it, the championship? So we're just getting to know people who do what we do. Not that anyone does what we do, but just similar stuff to what we do at other clubs.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll continue to meet those, hopefully 1 or 2 later on today.
Yep. Blackpool have made some exciting signings this week as well, haven't they?
Oh, yes, it's been all go. It has been all go. We've made 3 new signings, got season tickets on sale, a couple of new players signing contracts, which is great as well. And the trophy has been on display in the club shop. I've seen lots of nice photos of people there having their photos taken with the playoff trophy, which has been lovely.
Yes, we decided to leave them to it this time, but it was good. They originally were just doing it on a Friday, and then people were complaining that obviously children couldn't go because they're at school, so they extended it to this morning, did it till 1 o'clock. So more people have been down to get their photograph with the trophy. And I seem to remember the playoff trophy didn't used to be a big trophy, did it? It used to be like a...
No, I don't think it was that massive previously.
Well, it was more like a... It wasn't a trophy at all. It wasn't trophy shape, was it? It was some sort of pennant thing, like a straight up...
A pennant.
I don't know what they call it. What do you call it?
Stephen has had a nice mega breakfast. He's looking forward to the championship fixtures. Yes, they're not too far away, are they? What was on your mega breakfast? Did you have black pudding? Ryan, what have you had for breakfast up in Scotland? That's very interesting to know, actually, what you have for breakfast in Scotland there. So a few Scottish breakfasts down here, but it'd be interesting to see what Scottish people really have for breakfast. So
Ryan was saying that Italy were actually scary good last night. Wales versus Switzerland has been a damp squib in the first half. We're not watching it at the moment. We could have it on.
We could have it on, yeah.
Should we put it on?
I can put it on if you like.
Yeah, go on. Jane will go and put it on so we know what's going on. Stephen Cram is here. Hello, Stephen. Saying afternoon, Lee and Jane. What are your thoughts on Blackpool FC's new signings? Any new players to come? Got a Blackpool shirt sleeve summer top a few weeks ago. Yes, I heard that you've been down to the shop and you got yourself that, Stephen. That's really good. Rick, quite excited, to be honest, about the signings. They look decent. You know, still waiting for more to come in. I think there's important ones. I'm good to see that Garbett has signed an extension. The goalkeeper, you know, that's another bonus as well, isn't it? He looked pretty enthusiastic, so I think he looks a good...
Oh, yeah, we've got 3 goalkeepers now, which is 3 strong goalkeepers, which is very exciting because we've had sort of 3 or 4, haven't we, this season? But they've, you know, we've not been so sure about the 2. Wojciech we never really saw much of, did we? Or Sims, really. But, you know, realistically, were they going to be a threat of breaking into the first team and toppling Maxwell? No, but now it looks like he might have some stiff competition with this lad from Manchester City. Who sounds very good by all accounts. Yeah,
he does sound like he's a really good goalkeeper, but again, he's untried at this level, so we'll have to see. But I mean, we've got a great goalkeeper in Maxi anyway. The lad that's coming from...
I did have a row with a Preston fan about Chris Maxwell in the pub the other night.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
Being tall or not tall?
Yeah, he did mention the height, actually. It's a man thing, isn't it? It's not something I notice as a 5'2" female. It looks tall to me. But he was saying it's actually the gaffer of the number 10 ale house in St Anne's, who is I understand is George's son-in-law. He's a knobber. Oh, they've got Terry Butcher, bandage boy, playing Wales here. Red bandage by which that's what that means. But he was saying that, with the bigger centre forwards in the Championship, he's got a habit of going for everything, he was saying, and he's not going to find that as easy with the bigger centre halves in the Championship. And I've never said this to anyone before because I find it so patronising, but I said to him, with all due respect, he has developed quite a lot since he was at Preston. So I'm quite happy.
He has. Yes, he
certainly there's somebody flat out on the floor here for Switzerland.
I can't see much there. Reece James, the signing from Doncaster, sounds unusual because I was talking to Aaron in midweek and he was saying that he's his player of the season. It's not often that Blackpool get other teams' players of the season, is it?
We do now.
It's something I'm not used to getting. We're a force
to be reckoned with.
I normally used to signing somebody and the fans normally say, "Well, I'm glad you've got him because he was absolute rubbish."
Well, it's normally we sort of leave it till the last minute. In the past, we've left things till the last minute, haven't we? And just got the dregs that no one else has wanted, or they're holding out for too much money, and then they realise, actually they're going to have to take a little bit less. So it's really refreshing to be doing it this way around. So we've got. So 2 signed up plus 3 new signings, that's 5. I think we've still got a big clear out to do though, really. So I would expect more. I mean, there have people I've been talking about, Ethan Robson possibly going out on loan, maybe to a League One club. I think he's one really that didn't seriously threaten the first team, did he? He played when he that was a great save there. The Wales keeper, who isn't Chris Maxwell, but
we've still not heard anything about Joe
Wales.
Nuttall, have we? He's the one that we keep thinking.
I don't know.
Is he?
Look at that. Where's this?
I don't know where this is. I'm quite sure where this game's being played. We can find out for you.
In Wales.
Ryan Dunbar says, just a thought I had the other day when I had seen Jane's tweet of another interview in Swedish. I thought, when I see it, another interview for Mamma Mia, here we go again. I'll go now. So she could be. There's a chance.
Yes. There's been a goal for Switzerland.
Let's have a quick look at this. Goal for Switzerland.
Oh,
they're going crazy. And it is Wales at home, isn't it? On Wales.
No.
Versus Switzerland is what I mean. It's they are actually classed as the home team. It doesn't look like it's in Wales to me. Where is it? Did we find out where it was?
Let's
have a look. Corner coming in.
The Bacchi Olympia Stadionu.
Oh, yeah. What a good goal, yeah. Straight
would Maxwell have saved that?
It was a great save as well to get the corner and far post. Nobody.
Maxwell would have saved that, wouldn't he?
Easy goal.
Yeah.
Ryan Dunbar said he has a pancake for breakfast.
Oh, pancake, very nice.
And another interview for Jane the other day in Swedish. More interviews, Jane. Mamma Mia, here we go again. Yes. Swedish interviews.
Well, I figure, the UK don't do very well at Eurovision. So if I am going to enter Eurovision, maybe I could be the Swedish entry. Maybe if I sort of, just build that relationship over there.
Yeah.
It's a thing. It's in Baku. This match.
Stephen Roberts says, hi, guys.
Hi.
Competition, never a bad thing. Good to see squad building is going on track. Should be interesting where we go pre-season. Yes.
It's quite interesting. I saw on Twitter someone had put up, what strength we've got in each position. And we do still need, obviously we're all right at left back now because we signed the new lad and we signed up Garbett. It's quite whether that leaves husband, I don't know. Maybe, but he can cover at centre half too, of course. Yep. And the other left back can play midfield, can't he? So it's a bit of versatility going on there. But we need a couple of centre halves. We haven't got any right backs, obviously we need a couple of those. So that's 4 already. Midfield, we seem to have a lot going on in midfield, don't we? We seem to have a bit of an embarrassment of riches in midfield. But we certainly need 2 or 3 more strikers as well. So that's a lot to bring in. We do need a clear out.
We do,
and I'm sure they're working on that as hard as they're working on getting players in as well.
I think we've got a good.
It's getting that balance right, really. It's not, which is be nice to sign everybody now. We've actually got to do it the right way, haven't we? And we've got to offload as well to make room.
I think we've got a good core squad.
Yeah,
decent. It just needs adding to, doesn't it? And get rid of some of the players that just haven't featured. Stephen Roberts said he spoke to an analyst.
Boy.
Oh. He spoke to an analyst from Bluefield Road. According to him, we're waiting on the manager at Everton before we approach Sims on loan again. So obviously there's no manager there.
Yeah, he's going to want to make his own decisions, isn't he?
Yeah, so we can't actually go for that yet.
And here comes Switzerland again.
That makes sense. Ryan says Ethan Robson has clubs up here looking at him, Motherwell and the famous, and it's in Baku. Yes.
Yeah.
So Ethan Robson, people are looking at him.
I mean, it makes sense. He's maybe a little bit more experienced than he can come in, but he's not been threatening as a first name on the sheet ever, has he? So, and when you're stepping up, you've got to ask questions. Really, is that going to be the case next season, or is he not going to be used at all? You've got to be replacing the players who aren't making it into the team with players who are really pressing for or better than what we've got now. Yes,
definitely. Stephen Cram says, who do both feel might be the dark horses for the Euros? Obviously, I like England to win the competition, but France have a quality squad. I can't actually see a dark horse. I think there's a lot of favourites. France are favourites. Some people are favouring Italy. I'm thinking those two teams are going to be very, very strong. So I kind of think it's between us, France, and Italy at the moment. I would say I can't see perhaps Germany. They always seem to get it together, don't they, for the Euros? But I don't think they're as good as they have been in the past. Portugal, surely Ronaldo's getting past it, isn't he now? Surely.
We might be eating those words soon. I reckon England are dark horses, to be honest, because there's a lot of people writing us off, not least our own press and our own pundits, as usual. It seems to be worse than ever this time. I know we've been struggling to score, but if we can make that happen, we are at home. So who knows? Surely
stranger things have happened at Wembley. It's got to give us a chance. I don't know how many people are in this stadium. This looks pretty. I can't tell really if it's very social.
It's very far away from the.
I don't know how many fans we're going to have in Wembley. Pitch. Yeah, it is. It's too far away, really. I don't like that kind of things. It's almost like it's had a running track around the side of it at one time, has it? And then it's just way away, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like you need binoculars to see what was going on. Ryan Dummer says he's now all out of his Swedish puns, Jay, and so we'll be thankful for that. To get back to last night, I thought Turkey were foul. Yes, they didn't look very good, really. Stephen Roberts says he also said that we'll just wait for the tumbleweed to go past. He also said Sunderland are dragging the heels on Embo now as they know we want him. Expect a price rise. Well, you can, but it's kind of a joke, really, isn't it? Because up until Blackpool had him, he wasn't worth anything, really. Well, he didn't even feature. And it's only because he played so well at Blackpool.
Oh, that's interesting. Switzerland have got their players' names in little non-capitalised letters.
Oh,
unusual.
I shall check that out. Ashton Cobb is here. Hello, Ashton.
Hello.
How are you doing?
How are you? What have you had for breakfast, Ashton? Very important. Got to open with that.
I've lost my train of thought there. I was going to talk a little bit about the advert. Should I talk about that now or save it for a little bit later? What do you think?
It's up to you. Ryan says, Jane, let me remind you, the one who said on Twitter, your jokes are improving, Ryan. Now it's tumbleweed. Where do I stand?
It's up and down. It's a bit like a roller coaster.
It's improving. It's not. I wouldn't go in for Britain's Got Talent just yet.
No.
But we're working on it. Work in progress. Ashton's just woken up and had an omelette.
Very nice. Very, very nice. So is everybody watching this game? Are we all watching Wales losing 1-0 to Switzerland? We're watching it at the moment. Ryan was saying it was a very poor first half. You would expect Switzerland to win. I don't think Wales are going to do any good this time round. Did we were saying they got to the semi-finals of this last time? Didn't they?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, it doesn't look like that's going to happen again. I think that was a.
Well, you never know. I mean, teams often lose the first game and then come back, don't they? So who knows?
Stephen Cram said he was very impressed with the Blackpool FC stadium, and he has to praise the lady who served him with his new gear. Even Paula was well pleased. Quite busy too.
Oh, you've been to Blackpool, Stephen. That's
he has,
excellent.
And he's got himself a new shirt, a Blackpool shirt as well. He's bought himself a Blackpool
shirt. That's great.
So he's been down to the ground. He's seen the ground, firsthand. It's going to be more impressive eventually when they got the East Stand done, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wales on the attack here. Wales. Oh, nice ball onto the right wing. Come on, Wales. Ball coming in.
Oh, no, that was a nice clearance
there. That was a great
there.
ball in, but they're cleared by Switzerland. And And they're away. Danger over.
Oh, and
Stephen Roberts says he's watching, but he doesn't care. Listening.
No, it's just sort
we
of
are
a
more
thing.
interesting. Well, I think I'm going to show this. Should I show this? We're we've talked a lot about it that during the Euros, during halftime, businesses can promote themselves with us. We can make an advert and put it on. And we have got a new advert, which I did this week for Frittisklada, didn't I? Frittisklada, which is Jane's
outfitters.
Yeah, they are kind of our Jane's outfitters. They Jane bought the tangerine t-shirt from Frittisklada and wore it through the playoffs.
And it was my lucky t-shirt.
It was a lucky one, and she told everybody to get one. So to find out a little bit more about Frittisklada, I'm just going to show you now. This is a world premiere of the advert that I made for Frittisklada. So enjoy. Tell me what you think after this. There you go. Let me know. What do you think of that then? That's first of our adverts. That's going to be shown during half time during the Euros.
So if you've got any, if you've got a little business, or if you've got friends who've got a business who would like to, get their name out there, we can help promote them. So get in touch, and we can Lee can do a little advert for them.
I can do any sort of little adverts for any sort of brand. I mean, I even made a sort of a demo up as well, which well, go on, I'll show you that one as well while we're at it. So no.
What are you doing?
Show that one.
So show what?
Yeah, so that sort of thing. If you know somebody who's got, a business, a little advert making, can go on at half time. Let me know.
I've got another Switzerland player on the ground here. I don't know whether it's Wales being brutal or what's going on here.
Here we are. Ryan Dunbar says that Jane's modelling career has kicked off. Now Frittisklada today, next week the world.
Indeed, next Switzerland, yeah.
Simsy says, I'm loving the new ad. They are. So that's an advert coming on. But
get it bought. Get your kitted out with your Frittisklada.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's really good stuff. Honestly, that I've got the tangerine cagoule that I have as well. It's just perfect for beautiful weather. It just sort of keeps the wind and the rain off, but it's not too hot. You don't get too hot wearing it. So it's really, really good stuff. I was like my hat as well the other day, wasn't I? So we've got there's a corner here now for Wales. 60 minutes gone.
Simsy saying, I'm looking forward to seeing the new Blackpool tops for next season. I'm wondering who we will have. Will we have new sponsors on the jersey? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure that was for a couple of years.
Just deal, over there,
wasn't it? The Visit Blackpool. I think that was a 2-year deal. It'll be a different design shirt, but
we've had the 2 years now, haven't we?
Oh yeah,
because my shirt's Visit Blackpool, isn't it? And that's not.
Yeah, maybe it will be. Maybe it will be somebody new. Stephen Roberts says, "Who's the kit being made for next season? Is it still Puma? Yes, it is, as far as we know. And they do tend to stick with the same. Well, it's
the corner for Wales.
I think it'll be a little bit different.
Oh, that was a bit shit.
Ryan Dunbar says, leave it with him, and New York Fashion Week will be on the phone soon.
Right, okay.
Stephen Cram says it's 2 weeks ago since I was in Blackpool. Might go up again in August and be nice to meet up. Merchandising the shop, high quality and very professional.
Yeah, it's very good. They've got some great stuff in there. That's something that they really sorted out pretty early on, didn't they? When Simon Sadler came in, it's actually have some decent products that people want to buy.
Yeah. Well, it's very important, isn't it? They've got to make a lot of money out of merch and stuff. It all helps. Everybody does it,
especially at the moment when there's no fans in the ground, of course. They've got to make it all on the merch, haven't they?
Maybe we can open up in Asia as a rival to United. What do you think?
Well, maybe when we're back in the Premier League, this is all stuff that we could have done.
Joshua W is here. Says, hi, Joshua. Says, I heard a rumor that the Blackpool Tower will feature as a subtle background on the back.
Well, that's a nice rumour.
Kind of cool, wouldn't it?
What have you had for breakfast, Joshua, today?
We need to know. We're just at the moment, we're obviously just doing, we're watching a little bit of the Wales and Switzerland match while we're on. And 62 minutes gone of that, and it's 1-0 to Switzerland at the moment.
We're back here tomorrow, of course, for the watch-along of the England match. So we'll be here half an hour before kickoff and during the match to enjoy the... to watch it so you don't have to, or just share the torture or the joy, whichever it's going to be. There's the Wales player.
Has anybody got any thoughts on who is going to be the team? Have we heard yet? Has there any team news come out? Or
no, we won't hear that until tomorrow.
No, probably tomorrow morning. But and how do you think we'll do? I'm always confident when it comes to these big competitions. I always think England are going to do it one time. They've got to do it eventually.
Maybe. We hope.
Oh, Stephen Roberts says, the analyst also said to me, you can tell he's a fan. He's very passionate about BFC and very driven. He doesn't hold back and not afraid to stamp his feet, but he's a pleasure to work for. We would say, well...
Not afraid to stamp his feet.
Would that be who we're talking about there?
Simon Sadler.
Oh, Simon Sadler. Right.
So Ashton is asking, how have you guys been today? Anyway, well, we've been quite busy, really. Well, I didn't wake up till about 10 o'clock. But yes, Saturday is pretty much always the same for me, really. I put the washing on, go and sit in the conservatory and write a bit. So I've been working on my book. I'm getting towards... So it's my memoir, my 30 years of watching Blackpool, and sort of my life, really, as much as it's about Blackpool and how football's been for me. And I'm just getting to the period now where I've stopped going because everything's got all horrible. I'm up to about 2015 now, and it's the most interesting bit to write about, really, because it's just how it affected me mentally and what I did with my time and how it came about that I stopped going, it's got quite a unique story to me, really, because, obviously a lot of people boycotted and did not a penny more. For me, it was a little bit different because things had already started going a bit wrong for me personally around about that time. So I've just been writing all about that, and now I'm just about to get to my very bad depression. Now I've stopped going altogether. But it's all, all makes for good content, and it's real life. It's what happened to me in real life, and it's basically about why football is so important, because when you don't have it in your life, God, you don't half miss it. Even if you think you don't.
That was just shot there from Switzerland just past the post. Ryan Dunbar says he just wished the club would make some of the leisure stuff a bit bigger than 3XL, which would be for him would be great.
What's your day been like so far, Lee? We're sort of doing our little worlds of our own this morning.
I've been faffing around with videos, actually, just trying to get that video on for this morning and just tidying it up and trying to. Did the intro as well. Was all new this morning. That's taken a little bit of time with a new tune and stuff, which is all good fun for the Saturday afternoon intros. It's Saturday at 3 intro. Joshua W has had a classic German breakfast, plenty of dark bread, meats, cheeses, and a much needed immune boosting smoothie.
Are you in Germany, Joshua? Dark. I do like black bread, I have to say.
Black bread.
Yeah, black bread's really nice. Just like more malty, like a dark beer, I suppose. Not that bread's like beer, but it kind of is. Yeah, it's very nice. I have it on holiday.
Stephen Crown says, how's this channel going with numbers? Have you both got ambitions short and long term? Yeah, the ambition is to grow it more and more and more.
Numbers are going up all the time, aren't they, subscribers?
Yeah, they are going up. Subscribers are going up. Viewing figures are going up. It'd be interesting to see how many we eventually get on the England watch-alongs when it's actually important, because we've done some friendlies, but the last time England had a sort of a qualifying match, we were up to 6,500 watchers on that. So if we can get anything like those 6,000 to 10,000 people watching on the England streams, that would be great. But we do know that pubs are open again, so people will be watching in the pub. So, you know, we may have not get as many as we hope, because people will be watching the pub. But we're looking forward really to Blackpool being in the Championship, because it's just another level of everything. And we're hoping we won't be doing the watch-alongs next season. We'll be bringing you proper
bringing
videos.
you stories, actually going out there and meeting people. We've got our first match actually coming up 2 weeks today. So we won't be here for the Saturday show 2 weeks today. We're actually going down to Squires Gate versus AFC Bury. Yeah. So we're going to bring you lots of stuff. I mean, there'll be lots of stories to bring you from there. And we'll be doing a match day vlog. We're meeting some of the podcasters down there, and looking forward to introducing you to them. Obviously, speak to the people at Squires Gate, see what they're up to, but also, the people from Bury and their story, and bringing you their story as well. So that should be, that's what we enjoy doing and what we like doing. We actually enjoy going out there, meeting people, learning things, and bringing back those stories to show you, which is something that we haven't been able to do during the watch-alongs, really. Whilst we've been doing our interviews, former player interviews and such like, and Steve Canavan, and that's been great. But actually, going out there, meeting new people, not knowing really who you're going to meet, and bringing their stories back and sharing those, it's what we love doing, isn't it? Yeah,
we really enjoy, or we have really enjoyed doing the non-league diaries. It's been something that Jane's very passionate about. She's got me into as well. And it's fabulous when you go down to these non-league clubs and they welcome you in to film. They want to talk to you. They get people interviews for you, and that all helps you tell a little story about their club and what it's like to go and watch non-league football. So it's going to be a fascinating story, especially to talk to a lot of Bury fans, because what they've been through. It'll be fascinating to find out, what they're up to now, what their hopes are, and whether they can, get this club back into the Football League in another form. But it's probably going to be an incredible journey. We've talked about this before, that, coming back through the non-leagues can be quite exciting. And as long as you're watching football and you're winning, it's a good thing. And when a club like Bury are in the non-league, they'll be going to grounds that get, 30 or 40 people, and they'll be taking a few thousand. So
yeah, they're in the AFC Blackpool's league, so it's step 4. They're starting.
How come they started so high?
There's lots of things that they take into consideration. I'm not sure exactly what the criteria is, but yeah, that's where they applied, and that's where they've got in.
So how many steps are they away then from coming back into the Football League?
Well, they're step 4 of the National League system, so they either got to get up to step 3, step 2, step 1, and then they're back in the Football League. Then
is that where FC Filed are now?
FC Filed have dropped down to step 2 now.
Oh, they blimey. Yeah. Yes, Stephen did confirm it. Mr. Sadler meant yes. Ryan Dunbar says there's a rumour that Grealish isn't starting, and also hear Bonner Barisic will run you ragged.
Well, we'll see.
Well, we shall see. Joshua W says England need to have the same drive to push for 2 or 3 after the first, and then forward 5 players before players the freedom to put the defence under pressure and not sit back running behind Kiefer tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, you would like to see England really start off like Italy did last night, wouldn't you? You just like to see that. And I think we owe Croatia, we owe Croatia one for the World Cup, don't we? I still haven't really forgiven him for knocking us out when we had a great chance. It really did destroy my summer, because I thought we had a real good chance.
But they destroy your summer every summer. It's going to happen again, guys. It always happens. But, we've got each other now, haven't we?
Yeah, it could happen.
It will happen. They always destroy our summers. It's what they do. It's in their DNA.
Maybe. Callum Trommers is here. Good afternoon, Jane and Lee.
Hello,
Good
Callum. What have you had for breakfast? Breakfast roll call.
Stephen Roberts is off to work, says take care. Take care, Stephen.
Well, enjoy.
Don't work too hard.
See you tomorrow.
Joshua W says that both of our genuine personalities are refreshing, not arrogant and just saying outrageous things to get likes like most fan pages. I live in Germany. I come visit for Hansa Rostock. Crazy scenes.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. The German football sounds amazing. I've been doing a bit of reading about German football, and it does sound like it's a lot more fan orientated and less about the money over there, which is really refreshing. Yeah, I'd love to come to a game over there, actually, when we're allowed out again. So it's funny, really, because it was never a thing I've been on holidays to loads of places, and there's been matches on while I've been over there. And I've never actually been to a match. I mean, I have been to watch Blackpool overseas, but just when I'm on holiday, I've never been to a match. So I think now, I'm sort of becoming a little groundhopper, really. Now, since I've moved back to Blackpool, obviously go and watch Blackpool when we can, but I've enjoyed doing the non-league, the ground hopping, and it's a wonderful life, really, being a ground hopper. And I know people do that across Europe as well. So I think, I think
is that the future of the channel, ground hopping?
I think, I think I'd certainly like to do more of that. Yeah.
Well, if we like to, this is another thing. If people like that idea, we could maybe do ground hopping, but all these things cost money, and that's where sponsorships could come in further down the line to allow us to make these videos for you. Go and show some different games around the country, and there's
around Europe too.
Yeah, around Europe. If but can't do these things just by ourselves all the time. Oh, we've got Amy, I think, has arrived. I think I can see somebody there. She's here. She's just sitting down now. She is. I'll just give her.
Is Amy from Swansea?
She is. Yeah. Shall we get our headphones on?
Ooh,
we have a guest.
That's topical, really, with the Wales game being on.
Yes, it is actually quite topical, isn't it? So let's get our headphones on so we can hear her. Let's bring her in. Right. Here we go.
Hi, guys.
Hello. How are you?
I'm all right. Football's not great, but how are you guys?
No, we're just saying, unfortunately, you've come.
I'm actually quite glad. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. I don't think I can watch much more.
Yeah, it's not looking great, to be honest. We've only had it on since the second half, but yeah.
It's just a bit average, I think. I think we just look a bit tired, and it's just a shame, really.
Maybe you just haven't found your stride yet.
Yeah, I think so. Hopefully the changes will make a difference anyway.
I'll just introduce you to anybody who's on. This is Amy. She's a Swansea City.
Oh, Wales have just equalised.
Well, great timing. We brought you luck. You just equalised 1-1.
Bandage boy.
My BBC player is way behind. So there you go. Maybe I shouldn't watch any of it.
Maybe that's the answer.
Maybe it was coming on here just brought you some luck. So yeah, so Amy's a Swansea fan. You don't sound very Welsh.
No, I was brought up in Northamptonshire. So all the family are from Swansea, and Dad's moved away about 5 years before I was born, I think, for work. So yeah, I was brought up in the Midlands.
Right. So where do you live now?
I'm in London now, actually. I'm here for university, and then I've just stayed on because of work. So yeah. Right.
Okay. So do you go to many Swansea games then? Are you a season ticket holder, or?
I go to away games mainly. Right. I have been obviously seen plenty at the Liberty, but over the last sort of 5-6 years or so, we've kind of been to Aston Villa, and we went to West Ham a bit, and all sorts of places. So yeah.
Right. I see your channel's doing very well. It's called, what is it called now? I think, is that the name of your channel underneath, Amy Clennon?
Yeah, that's me.
On your name, yeah. Okay. Anybody wants to follow Amy? That is a YouTube channel. So we're asking a little bit about Swansea. We want to find out a little bit about Swansea. We will probably be going to Swansea, will we, if we can?
If we're allowed, definitely be going to Swansea. Yeah. So it's been a little while. So yeah, I mean, we're just a sort of part of the reason. Obviously, we want to make new friends in the Championship, but also sort of find out a little bit about Swansea and how Swansea have been doing, and what it's been like at your club, what's been happening there in recent years, and what your expectations for the season, really.
Yeah, sure. I mean, Swansea's a great place if you've not been before. It's absolutely beautiful. It's people always say they love a Swansea away day because it's kind of, you can make a whole nice weekend out of it. Beautiful beaches and everything. So, we've had a fairly decent season. Obviously, we ended up in the playoffs, which was good. Back-to-back playoffs as well. The season previous, we sort of sneaked in last minute due to a kind of last-minute run of form. And this year we were quite comfortably kind of in the running from the beginning of the season. So, it's been good. Obviously, we came back down from the Prem back in 2017, was it? 2017, 2018. So we've had our last parachute payment. So that's gone now.
Right.
Yeah, so that's quite an interesting thing moving forward into the next season. But yeah, I mean, great history, beautiful place, great people, lovely spirit. It's a great club, really is.
Yeah, it's a funny story with us and Swansea, because we kind of pictured to the post to get in the playoffs where Blackpool got into the Premier League, and then obviously we crashed out of this Premier League after one season, and you went up, I think, the season after, and you stayed in for quite a number of years. So
yeah, it was 7, I believe, 7 years.
Yeah, which is pretty impressive, really. What do you think? You're saying your parachute payments have gone now. Have you noticed already that they're getting rid of players, or they're trying to get rid of players on big wages? Is that coming across?
A little bit. I think, interestingly, over the last few years, we've sold Ollie McBurney, Dan James, and Joe Rodon, who have all gone for quite sizable amounts. And then, obviously, this year, Andre Ayew's contract is up. And although we won't make money off him, his wages were like 80k a week. So with all that money freed up, and the club actually made a profit last season somehow. It was really impressive, obviously, considering the year we've all had. But I think we need to make some I think we need to spend some money, and we must have some money there to spend because of all those, sales. There's money in the bank, and people are sort of under the feeling that if we don't spend money this season, we're gonna start breaking down a little bit, and start losing sort of the backbone of the team. But it's the Championship, isn't it? And owners don't want to spend much money.
No, hopefully more than we've, for us in the League One, we're hoping it's going to be a bit more spend this year for us, obviously, because we've been down there. But who are your favourite players then?
Matt Grimes, our captain, he's a firm favourite. I think most of the Championship actually have quite a good amount of respect for Matt Grimes. He's a great player, and he has a fantastic left foot. Andre Ayew was definitely up there. He's kind of benched as a bit of a club legend. He's done some fantastic. He plays some really fun football to watch, and he just scores some great goals. But they're all fab, really. We've had a lot of loan players this season, so quite a few of them have gone back. And we kind of, as usual, fell in love with some of them, and obviously it's always sad to see them go. Similarly, last season we had Ryan Brewster with us, and everyone literally fell in love with him, and then he went back to Liverpool and got sold on to Sheffield. So it's just part of the sport, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It's something that we've been doing as well. I mean, we've fallen in love with Ellis Sims and Dan Ballard, and
Ballard's a great player.
It's a lot of fans are like, oh yeah, we've got to buy them now, but really, realistically, they're loan players, and it's not it doesn't often happen, really, does it? So
no, definitely not.
No, it's one of those things. Jane's writing a book, and she was talking about when she was a young girl, when she first started, and you kind of fell in love with football after Italia 90, and the posters that she used to put up on her wall were the footballers. And straight away as a young girl watching Blackpool, you started having some real favourites, didn't you? And you were devastated. She was actually devastated when they got sold on. I think the first one was Alan Wright, wasn't it?
Don't you?
Yeah. It's the same with loan players. You kind of know they've got to go back, and you kind of don't want to fall in love with them, but you do. And then
you try very hard, but it's very difficult when they give their all to your club. You love them for it, don't you? So it's very difficult to see them back in their other shirt then afterwards.
Yeah.
But actually, it's wonderful for us that we are falling in love with players, because for a long time, for that 5-year spell, we didn't care about any. I've just been writing a bit on my book this morning, and I'm like, Rob Earnshaw was at Blackpool. I have no recollection of Rob Earnshaw being at Blackpool whatsoever. It's just had no interest in the players or anything at the time. So it's kind of nice that we are falling in love. It's a good thing, I think. So put a positive spin on it. So tell us about Swansea, because you said it's a great place to go for the weekend. You've got the beaches. I've always been sort of like straight into the ground and straight out again. So what is there to do? What's your top things to do on TripAdvisor in
top things to do? That's tricky. I would definitely say go to Rosilly Bay, which is it's a little bit of a drive down the Gower, but the beaches are absolutely stunning. Definitely worth a visit if you're there for a weekend. You have to get a Joe's ice cream. It's just a must. I have to say, it really is the best ice cream I've ever had, and I've been to it a few times. It is. Anyone who's been to Swansea will tell you Joe's ice cream is, and then the Mumbles is lovely. The Mumbles is a little part of Swansea, and just like really nice, like on the front, there's nice restaurants and some really good places to eat and walk around. So yeah, it's just a great place to go, really.
Good chippy. We always need to.
Oh yeah, fish and chips.
Yeah. Definitely some good chippies on the front. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll have to do that then, won't we, next season?
I must admit, I told Jane that, I was obviously, you were going to come in. I was saying, I've got this, this girl, from Swansea. She was like, "Oh, girly football." You were really excited.
Yeah, it's great. It's just nice to have the ladies coming in. When we had the lady imps from Lincoln came in a few weeks ago, just the day before we played Lincoln in the playoff final. They were brilliant, weren't they? I think they were like our favourite guests that we'd ever had on. They were sensational. Yeah. So it just brings a different dynamic,
Definitely.
So when you started your channel, did you start as a football vlogger, or did you fall into football vlogger, or what? What made you become a football vlogger?
Most of my content is on TikTok, really. That's where I sort of focus my stuff. And I think, honestly, last March when I got furloughed, for the first time I was able to watch every football game I wanted, possibly all the way through, which for me is quite rare. So I work in theatre normally. So I have 2 shows on Saturday, and I don't always get to watch the Swans. So I really just was really pleased to be able to watch it all. And I started kind of tweeting about it and posting, following TikTok trends on it. And my kind of accounts just started to grow. And then obviously recently I've been part of the Her Game 2 movement, which is great. You mentioned the girls. So we've been working on that. And that's also helped particularly my Twitter and everything grow. So, yeah.
Well, tell us about that then, because I don't really know much about that, to be honest.
Sure.
What's that?
So
people listen.
Yeah, we released a campaign video. I think it was 3 weeks ago now. It feels like a very long time ago.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, FA Cup final day. And me and there's 12 of us, and we all support different clubs. We've got Newport fans, we've got Bristol Rovers fans, Bristol City fans, a Leeds fan, an Arsenal fan. We're all a mix. And all of us girls, love football, have played football or work in football, and regularly tweet about stuff and, get involved on social media. And we've all been kind of subject to sexist abuse online, being told that our opinion doesn't matter because we're girls, or it's irrelevant because we're girls, everything because we're girls. So we sort of came together and decided to do a little campaign video called the campaign Her Game 2. And it's sort of just flew. We've had, I think, 1.6 million views on the original video now, which is crazy. And then since then, we've just been doing podcasts, and we've done some TV news, we've done radio, we've got kind of communications with clubs now about how we can make football grounds safer for women moving forwards. We've got links with a pub group as well, who are really interested in kind of getting an involvement in there, because a lot of women have said pubs, they feel more uncomfortable in a pub than anywhere else. So yeah, we're just trying to do the work now to try and make the change and stop these things happening.
It's quite interesting, really, because when the campaign was first launched, I was thinking, well, is it because I was trying to think of how it has affected me as a woman in football over the years, and there have been things, but I think it's, for me, it's become less. And was that another goal?
Yeah, no, it's
Switzerland. Sorry,
2-1.
Right.
But I think, as a new football fan, when I first started going when I was a teenager, I wasn't comfortable about, giving my opinion, because I was a new football fan more than because I was female, really. And I think, more and more as people now respect me as a football fan, I don't get so much. But then, that said, I was working in football for a little while. I was as match secretary for Chasetown in the Northern Premier League, and definitely working in football, completely different level for sexism, completely different level. But then I was on Radio Lincolnshire yesterday as well, and I was quite shocked. I just they were talking about the weather and how it's going to be hot at the weekend, and where's everybody going to be watching the England game? You're going to the pub, whatever. Tell us about it. So I just texted in, me and we're going to be doing a live watch along the England match on Lee Charles TV on YouTube. We'll probably have the fan on because it's going to be very hot.
Yeah.
And so he read that out, and then he said, "Oh, well, why is it going to be very hot? I'm just trying to think why it might be very hot in your living room. Are you going to be doing the ironing?" And I couldn't actually believe that he said it. So I texted in. I'm like, "Is it me?" So I texted back in. And I said, ironing, bit sexist. It's hot because of the weather, as he'd just been talking about. And then he came back on again and said, oh, well, I've just had a funny text here. Oh, yeah, someone's suggesting I might be being sexist. Well, it's not like that at all. I do the ironing. And I'm thinking, if that message had come in from, Big Dave, would he have said, are you going to be doing the ironing while you're watching the match? No, he wouldn't. And I was really shocked by it, to be honest.
It's just casual sometimes like that.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Yeah. And it's obviously there is a whole range of things here. Like there's banter, like literal banter, which, it is funny. And, maybe if my partner were to say to me, I'll do the ironing, maybe I find it funny because he's my partner. But it's when that scales up to everything, we've been doing some work with the Norwich Trust, and they've shown us our their survey results, and to sexual assault. So that is the whole the spectrum that we're dealing with here. And sure, a lot of it is down this end, but the more of that there is, the more it becomes accepted. And I think that sort of behavior has been accepted for so long, and it's that I don't find that funny really anymore. Like maybe once upon a time it was funny, but if someone says to me, get back in the kitchen, I'm just thinking, you must be a 60-year-old man with nothing better to do. Like that's surely we're past that. We must be past it,
Yeah, I was reading actually an interesting because I was googling BBC Radio Lincolnshire sexism to see. And there was the thing before with the guy who was doing the commentary, and he mentioned about handbags and they should be wearing a dress or whatever. And he got that was only a few months ago. Yeah. Different guy. The Stacey West blog did a response to it and said, but it's quite an interesting his response, and he was saying, he can now look back 15, 20 years at things that he might have said and done at that time that it's just it's not acceptable now. Probably wasn't acceptable at the time, but it's sort of more, it was more socially acceptable at the time, and it's becoming less so now. So it's and I can look back myself at things that I've said and done 20 years ago, and you evolve, don't you? But,
exactly.
Some
people, not everybody does, and that's the problem, really.
I think it's great that that women go and watch football, and families go and watch football. That's how it should be, really. And it's time we move. It's time we moved on from from being that traditional male aggravation sort of thing. It's it's something you really want to get away from, and that's why we found this with this channel, where we're meeting fans from other channels now, which we never did before we did a YouTube show. And you start to realize that we're all the same, really. At the end of the day, we're all just into our football, and we all have the similar stories, really. And
exactly,
all that hatred is ridiculous.
Absolutely. And I think the fact that we live in a world where there is discrimination is something that I'm so passionate about. Like, it's ridiculous that we live in this world, that these things have to happen. And I think a lot of it needs to come down to education and stuff as well. Like, when you're at school, football's a boys' sport, and netball's a girls' sport. And I think from that age, you're installing that view that, girls don't play football. And it's actually, hopefully now with, women's football being more in the media, and women's football pundits being more, maybe that will filter down and it will change that view, because there's no reason women can't play football. Yeah, sure, we won't play together. I can't see women and men playing together, but it doesn't mean it's any different.
No, you can't. It's the physical aspect. But I know at a young level, there is girls now playing in boys football teams up until I think it's 15 or 16. I think where they separate them. But but obviously the physical thing in the end becomes too. As it turns to men and stuff. But
it was never an option for me at school. Certainly playing football.
No, there was. I actually played football for a few years for a local club, and there was at the time there was an A and a B team for the boys of my age, and just the one girls team which covered 3 age groups, and our team folded. So within the 3 age groups that we covered, there were 6 boys teams, and there was not enough funding to keep it going forward. And it's that was 10 years ago, so maybe it's changed now, but you just think it's just small things like that hopefully we can implement that change with this campaign.
So what have you got coming up? What exciting things have you got coming up with the campaign?
We've got working on a Euros video, which is going well. We're kind of collecting women from all over Europe. So we're trying to represent each country in the Euros, which is obviously finding people from North Macedonia has been a struggle, but we've done it. So that's great.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it's just going to be a celebration of female fans and female footballers as well. And then we've got, what else? We've obviously got plans for the upcoming season as well, where we're going to sort of be celebrating women who work in football and support all the clubs in the kind of the top 4 tiers of English football, which is going really well. And then we've got plenty of talks with clubs about how we can kind of get our branding, our message, like within the clubs, whether that's like a poster in the toilet about how to report things and all stuff like that. So they're kind of our 3 main projects at the moment.
Wow, sounds exciting times, isn't it?
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Yeah,
it really is.
Yeah,
fantastic. Well, we won't keep you any longer. We know it's a Saturday, and but it's been a pleasure having you on. And well, unfortunately, we thought we brought you a bit of luck when you came in.
Wow. No, it's still 1-1. It must have been.
It is 1-1, yeah.
Oh, did they just allow a goal?
Yeah.
I mean, if we can hold on to the draw, that would be absolutely huge.
Well, yeah, absolutely. How long to go on this?
5 minutes of added time.
5 minutes of added time. Well, maybe we should stay until the end of this game. We'll keep you the luck going on, because obviously you were losing 1-0 when you came in, 1-1. So 3 minutes to go. I mean, it's not a bad result for Wales, I would say. Switzerland are a decent side, aren't they?
They are. I think they're about.
See if there's any comments in the comments.
So what do you do in the theatre?
I work in stage management, which is like a fascinating job that no one really knows about. It's sort of like the backstage glue of all the workings of a show. So I work on The Lion King, which is amazing. It's just such a beautiful show. And stage management is sort of like the middle ground between the cast, the creatives, and the technical team. We sort of kind of manage all the chaos backstage, and it's a great job. It's great fun.
So you manage do you manage like the people and the props, and what exactly practically?
There's obviously a lot that goes on backstage, and it's sort of our job is to kind of make sure the show is up, running on time, people are in the right things are in the right places at all times. If things go wrong, we're the first people who have to deal with it. Plenty of ice packs and plasters as well, that sort of thing. It's really fun. It's a really fun job, and I'm missing it a lot, actually. It's been a really tough year without it.
Can you believe that Jane's never seen The Lion King?
Well, you must.
Either. She's not seen the film or
No, I haven't. I've actually volunteered when I was at Chasetown. They were doing a big screen showing of it on the pitch. And I volunteered for it. So I'm thinking, I'll get to watch the film. And then it was like the day that the fixtures came out or something. So everyone was like, we've got to go to this club and organise for the Christmas games with them. And I'm like, I'm trying to watch the film. And I couldn't. I just ended up working. So,
it's a great story.
Corner coming in for Switzerland here. And it's picked up. It's just picked up at the far
Still
side.
Under the car share.
Still the car keeper's got it, yeah. Ryan Dunbar says, just read Amy's bio on Twitter when she said that she moved down to London for work. Didn't expect that. So no. And he also says you work in theatre. Lucky girl. So
yeah, definitely.
It is great. It's a great industry to be a part of, and it's been thoroughly missed the last year. It's been a strange one.
Yeah. He's also saying that you're working on The Lion King. He's not jealous.
It is a fantastic show. Hopefully I'll be able to, when we go back, I'll be able to share a bit more on my socials about Lion King. So obviously we have to keep things quite like private, because Disney don't want us to kind of give away the magic and whatever, but it would be good to share with people a bit more about what I get up to every day. So hopefully that's something I can look at doing when we go back.
That'll be really interesting. Yeah. Peter Donnelly's actually saying, though, if Chris Maxwell was playing, the Welsh would be winning 1-0. Well, you got the wrong goalkeeper in.
Yeah, definitely.
Chris Maxwell in.
Are you aware of Chris Maxwell, the Blackpool goalkeeper?
No,
he's Welsh, yeah, and he's fantastic. He's just won the Golden Glove for the most clean sheets in League One.
Awesome.
He's also he's our Player of the Year as well, and he's won something else as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
He's incredible. No, he's about 29.
Wow. Well, I hope Championship football will bring him a bit more to the surface, maybe.
Yeah, we can't believe he's not playing for Wales, to be honest, because he is incredible. He's the best goalkeeper I've ever seen at Blackpool in 30 years. So
I think it's been there for so long, haven't they? It's kind of but there will be room, I'm sure, soon, because they're both getting on a bit. So.
You've drawn 1-1. That's it. Wales have drawn. So we brought you a goal.
I'll take that, because they were on top most of the game. So if we can draw there and hope that hope that maybe, I don't know, just have to wait and see, won't we?
Who's the other teams in your group now?
Italy and Turkey.
God.
So it's a really tough group, actually. It's not an easy draw at all for Wales. But I mean, it's, with the third place thing, it's possible. So we've just got to do what we can. And I mean, drawing 1-1 to Switzerland's not a bad start, I don't think.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Looking at the way Italy played last night, though, they looked really good, didn't they?
Really solid, just like a great football team, a well-rounded football team. Yeah, but hopefully we can get a result against Turkey, and then it'll come down to Switzerland and Italy then.
Is he a giant? This bandage boy here, he's like everyone else's head just comes up to here on him.
Your defence will have to deal with him next season. Good luck with that.
Oh my goodness,
he's huge. He's about, I don't know, I saw it 6'3" or something. I don't know.
Who does he play for?
Cardiff.
Oh, blimey.
Our arch enemies. Yeah, he can be a bit dangerous on the box.
Yeah, we've got we're not expecting it to be easy in the Championship by any stretch of the imagination, but we feel like we're back at our level, which is where we were before the Oceans ruined everything, So.
And we're hoping to take a few teams by surprise, as they underestimate us, as they've been underestimating us in League One all season. And
yeah. No, the Championship is fascinating because you literally cannot predict anything. Like this season we beat Cardiff 2-0, we beat Norwich 2-0. We were playing really well, and then we went and lost 4-1 to Huddersfield. And there is just no rhyme or reason to how it works. It's just anyone can win on the day, and I think that's why. I mean, I think it's the best league, to watch.
Yeah,
it's just fantastic.
Yeah, I often say that the year that Blackpool had in the Premier League, I didn't really enjoy it as much as I thought I would for a lot of reasons. One, that they keep moving your games around, so you never know when you're actually playing, because all of a sudden your fixtures are out, and then you book things, and then it comes on. Sky have moved it to Monday night or a Friday night or a Saturday at lunchtime. It just moves around to these odd times. And also, there's not as many games because there's not as many teams, and you have a lot of weekends where you just have no football at all. And then there's the international breaks, obviously. And I found it quite frustrating. And they see, the referees really pander to the big clubs in there.
Absolutely.
And I found it weird that I didn't know anybody, because like when I started watching, we were in Division 4. As it was called there when I started going, and like you'd know everybody at the matches. When you went to the away days, you'd know everyone because there'd only be 30, 50 of you there. And then when we got to the Premier League, it's like, who were all these strangers in our end? I don't know who they are. That was the strangest thing for me.
Yeah, I think I love the Championship, and particularly after what happened last season with all the Big Six and stuff, I was like, do you know what? Like, obviously, it'd be great to be promoted. It was, it's a shame we weren't, but also I just think, do you know what? Championship's not all that bad. Like, it's great fun. The clubs, it's particularly this year as well. Like 17 of the clubs, I think, have been in the Premier League. Like, there'll be a good standard of football. So, be interesting to see.
Terrifying. Stephen Cram says, can you ask Amy about Swansea's chances for next year?
Yeah, of course. I don't know. It's a bit of a strange one. We still don't know about our manager yet. So we've had him now we had him the whole of the season just gone and half of the season before that. And he obviously has taken us to the playoffs both times. And for me, if he stays and we invest in the right people, which we've already signed a striker, which is great because that's what we need, then there's every chance, we aim for the playoffs again, we go for it. And but if he goes and things crumble a little bit, I think it could be quite difficult to achieve that. But it's going to be so difficult. I'm looking at like Sheffield United, West Brom, Fulham, like Bournemouth are such a force to be reckoned with. Like Reading, they just had a bad season, but I'm sure they'll pick up. QPR really picked up. Luton aren't a bad side. Stoke aren't a bad side. Like there's a lot of big teams there, and you just can't call it really. I mean, of course, I think it's minimum for us now is playoffs. Like I think that's the aim always. But if it's better than that, then great. It could be a shocker as well. You just don't know. No, you don't know.
Ryan Dunbar saying, I know it was a few years back, but from my team, you're welcome for giving Declan John. Was it?
Oh yeah, I think he's
Rangers. Ryan?
Yeah, he's in our ranks, but I've never seen him play. I don't know if I know he's on the squad sheet, on the website, but I don't think he's kind of called up yet. But
no,
we've got a few like that. People who are sort of kind of there, but not ready yet. Lots of young players, but that's not a bad thing.
So when are you back into work in the theatre? When does it all start up again? Have you heard?
I'm meant to be rehearsing from November. The show isn't actually opening till December. However, there are some shows opening in London. There's some open now, but they're only like 40-50% capacity audience. So some of the bigger shows, like ours, we can't open with that little audience in because of finance reasons. So most of the bigger shows will be opening September, I believe.
Which theatre is it in now, The Lion King? Which
it's in the Lyceum, the one in London, but I'm on the tour, so I go round the UK.
Oh, you're on the tour, right?
Oh, that's exciting.
Oh, so are you coming to Blackpool anytime? Because I'm going to take Jane to see The Lion King. It's going to happen.
We're going to Bradford. That's the only place up north I can think of. Bradford. Where else are we going?
We'll catch it when
You're not coming to Manchester?
Oh yes, we will be at some point. Yes.
Right.
All right, we might look
Manchester's on the agenda somewhere on the timeline, I believe.
Right. Well, we'll keep in touch anyway. Obviously, probably near the time when Blackpool are playing Swansea, and we'll find out where you are. And I promise you, I will take Jane to see The Lion King because I can't believe she's not seen it.
Absolutely. And if you get to Swansea, don't forget Joe's ice cream. Yeah.
Right.
Ice cream.
Definitely.
It's diaried. We'll remember it. Joe's ice cream. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
But it's been a pleasure having you on.
Yeah, thank you.
Hopefully you've all enjoyed this little chat with our Swansea vlogger Amy from
TikToker.
And TikToker. Yeah, we don't know much about TikTok, to be honest. What did you do on there? Did you dance or something? And what did you do?
Yeah, little videos, snappy videos. That's about it, really.
Yeah.
We need to get into that, don't we?
Do we?
No, or maybe not. No. Are we too old for TikTok?
Not sure, maybe TikTok is my thing. But yes, it's definitely probably helps your YouTube channel. And good luck with the ladies in football and all that sort of stuff. So where do people watch this video, by the way, if they want to see?
On
YouTube?
On Twitter, just Her Game 2. It's our pinned video, so go and see that.
So what's your Twitter? What's it called again? Sorry.
Her Game 2.
Her Game 2.
Her Game 2. Right. Okay. So if you want to watch the video that they've made, go and check out Her Game 2. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Lovely to meet you, and we'll see you again in the championship next season.
Tomorrow. Enjoy.
Cheers. See ya.
Bye. Oh, there you go.
Oh, she was nice, wasn't she?
Oh, lovely young lady from Swansea there. Well, from London, but she's a Swansea fan. But and it's a big thing she's doing, isn't it? Her Game 2. I'm surprised you're not involved in that, James.
I have been. I've done the surveys and everything. Yeah. Oh,
you've been okay.
Yeah.
You get more involved in it. It sounds a really important thing. And
it's a weird one, isn't it? Because I've never really been that active in political stuff, and I don't know. It's tricky because the more sort of vocal you are about things like that, the more you get attacked. So it's maybe I've never really sort of been that vocal about anything like that, even though I might feel it.
I know what you mean.
I always preferred to focus on the joy. That's always what I've done, and found joy in everything. And I've been criticised for it in the past for not criticising our former owners, but it's just like I prefer to focus on the joyful things and the things that I do enjoy from the football side. Whether it's the beers, the ice cream, whatever. It's just something I've always done. It's mentally, I'm a lover, not a fighter. So it's I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, it's certainly something that that movement that they're doing, that Her Game 2 movement, really did get me thinking, like, should I actually say anything to that guy on Radio Lincolnshire yesterday who said what he said? And I suppose maybe before the Her Game 2 movement, I wouldn't have said anything. But actually, I've got to call him out because that's wrong. And I did. So
yeah, it was
for all the good it did me because he just laughed at me. But
yeah, it did really upset you, didn't it, yesterday?
Yeah, it did. But again, it's just, I'm just like the little woman like I was on Sky Sports. Oh, what does she know about Blackpool getting promoted? Well, I do know what I'm talking about,
Brian Thompson is here. Hello, Brian.
Hello, Brian. How are you?
Good morning, Lee James.
Oh, hello. Where
are you?
Why did it say 4 p.m.? Oh, it is 4 p.m. But it's not morning. You're confusing me. So tell us, Brian, you're here now. What have you had to eat today? We know what everyone else has had. You're late on parade. We won't give you lines. Just share your food with us.
Brian Thompson says she was a lovely young lady. Yes, she really was. Xavier Brown says, good day. Javier Brown. Yeah, okay. Ewan Hardwick says, thank God that Wales won. Come on, Wales.
Well, they've won now, have they?
What game was he watching? I thought, did they not draw 1-1?
They did draw 1-1, yes.
So, yeah. Never mind. But did you not see the one?
Maybe he's in a parallel universe. Brian's had no solids yet. So have you had like a smoothie, perhaps? I won't stop eating today, actually.
Yeah, he's not correcting himself. Wait, yeah, a draw. Yeah.
Did it feel like a victory?
This
obviously felt good, didn't it? So
I think you got a chance there to finish in second place. You should be able to beat.
Funny things, draws, aren't they? Sometimes they do feel like wins, and sometimes they feel like defeats.
That's from Wales, and he's a Blackpool fan as well.
Oh, right, fantastic.
That's
very welcome, Ewan.
Yes, nice to have you aboard.
Whereabouts in Wales are you from? I need to discover Wales more because I don't know it very well. I've been to Wrexham and Cardiff and Swansea, but not really, and Rhyl and Colwyn Bay actually, which I did enjoy very much. But I haven't really explored Colwyn Bay. I stayed there for the weekend. That was really lovely. Definitely, the people are so lovely there. But I've never, properly discovered like anywhere else, and there's a lot of it to discover, isn't there?
It's North Wales, so that's obviously nearer to. Obviously, you go down to South Wales, it's a hell of a long journey, isn't it? If you go to like Wrexham, it's not too bad. It's an hour and a half or something. But if you go down to blooming Cardiff, and that's miles, and it's
going to make a weekend of it.
I've actually been to Swansea. It is lovely, Swansea. I saw some advertising space down there a long time ago, and I really liked Swansea. I thought it was gorgeous.
I did a couple of weekends in Cardiff when we were down there for the Millennium Stadium. But yeah, I'd like to go back and do it again. Problem. Certainly Swansea. Yeah, that sounds a lovely place for a weekend with all the beaches and everything.
In fact, we never mentioned the 6-3, did we?
No, we didn't. Well, she seemed nice. So.
Didn't want to rub it in, did we really? But yeah, but no, I did say, to the two, it was weird how we just pipped Swansea to the post, in the season that we got in the playoffs and got into the Premier League, and then they got up the season after, and they
made it count, didn't they? Whereas we didn't.
Yeah, they really did make it count. They had like 7 good years in the Premier League, which was really good for them, and they have got a fantastic stadium.
It is beautiful, actually, one of my favourites.
Yeah, it's one I'm really looking forward to. I've never been. To there, but it's definitely a nice stadium, nice place to go, nice people, and hopefully we can do another 6-3.
So where's everybody watching the England game tomorrow? Apart from here with us, obviously.
Yeah, obviously going to be watching it with us.
Are you off to the pub, or are you watching it at home? Who are you watching it with? Where are you going? Tell us all about it. We will be here, of course, watching it together on our screen in front of us here. Yeah, I'll have to get up a bit earlier. We need a bit earlier.
And how do you think we're going to go on? Post in the comments below. How do you think England will do in these? Are you like me? Are you thinking we can go all the way? Ryan's watching it on telly.
Brian's asking, do you like hot wings? I don't normally do Iceland stuff, but Carolina Reaper. Oh my God, hot wings. Really man versus food tackle in tears. Oh, Carolina Reaper hot wings. Oh,
wow.
That sounds terrifying.
That sounds like
that's like the hottest chili, one of the hottest chilies, isn't it, in the world?
You like that though, don't you? Do you not like it super? You like hot stuff, don't you? You've been saying that.
Well, I do,
these
but
hot things you've had recently, you can't even taste the hot anymore.
Yeah, I know. I've just bought some chipotle chili flakes to make my chilies. I made this. There's a Slimming World recipe actually. It was called something like a fiery chili. I'm thinking, oh yeah, great. This is going to be fiery, bland as anything. So I've been recommended some chipotle chili flakes to put in chilies. But yeah, I might done an Iceland shop for a while actually. It's good for Slimming World stuff, so I might get them ordered. Have you tried the hula hoop? They're like the potato products of the hula hoops and the Space Raiders. They've got like potato ones that you put in the oven, like waffles. But they're like, have you tried them, Brian? They're Iceland, exclusive to Iceland.
Oh. Ryan Dunbar says he's going for 2-2 tomorrow for England. I'm
going to do an Iceland.
Than that. Red Room is saying he's watching it from behind the sofa.
Oh.
Oh gosh.
Oh well, you never know. They may surprise us. It's just I just worry about the goals and where the goals are going to come from, and just seem a bit too tippy tappy at the back, don't they? Without and not very good shooting. But hopefully you would think that they've been practicing in training, wouldn't you? I'm sure they can do it in real life for their own clubs, can't they?
I keep saying to Jane, though, that the 2 matches that we watched before, that's not going to be the England side that you're going to see tomorrow, because a lot of those players are not going to feature. It's different players, so you can't judge how they've played.
And O'Brien, they're not crisps. They're like basically the potato products of crisps. So they're, you know, like you've got your waffles and your smiley faces and whatever, which is your potato product you put in there. But it's like a Space Raider version, like pickled onion Space Raider flavored potato products. So they're not crisps. They're and they've got hula hoops. You know what hula hoop is. I don't know why I felt the need to do that there, but they've got like the beef hula hoops. I think they've got a couple of flavors of the hula hoops as well, but they're as potato products and not crisps. So yeah, I'm going to do an Iceland order now. It's going to happen. Yeah, the Space Raiders are coming to Lee Charles TV.
They're all right, actually, Iceland, aren't they? For freezer food.
They are all right. Yeah, I mean, they obviously got the Slimming World range exclusively there as well, which is great. It's not that I did tend to prefer making my own stuff though, because you get more flavor. I don't know what it is with the frozen product, you don't quite get the flavor in there, but you can always add your own seasoning, I suppose, can't you? I
mean, we've quite liked some of the Slimming World stuff, you know. Even I've had
the burger's good.
Okay, yeah,
and the chips.
Ryan Dunbar says, as long as England players don't injure Paul Borner, that'll be great. Thanks in advance.
So can't promise.
No, we can't promise, but we're not normally England. You wouldn't see them as a team that's very aggressive or.
Can you imagine if Chris Maxwell was playing for Wales? Yeah. Like, we get loads of money for him, wouldn't we?
Yeah,
but I don't want to lose him, so
no.
So maybe it's a good thing that he's not.
Keep him quiet.
Maybe it's my witchcraft that's keeping him from being picked for Wales, because we need to keep him here as long as possible, so I can enjoy watching him as long as possible. I'll be devastated when Maxi leaves.
Ryan says that Iceland have started doing Harry Ramsden's.
Oh,
okay.
Not a huge fan of Harry Ramsden's. A bit overpriced and under.
I've never been to Harry Ramsden's.
Yeah, it's not the best. Not Yorkshire Fisheries.
Brian Thompson says those wings make you cry, but hell, they are Moorish.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, I like food that makes me cry, actually. I love English mustard. I always lash loads onto a ham sandwich. I like crying while I'm eating. Sorry, I gurned a bit then, but that's what I do.
All right, Giles Morgan. Hi, Giles. He says he'll be at the Thatched in Polton for 1:30 with the boys. You have to try Maltesers cake bars.
Had them, yes.
£1 bargain.
Yes, had them.
Yeah. He's having lamb kebabs, meat to covers, and special rice. Yummy. That sounds really good.
You do eat well, Giles.
You do eat very well.
Yeah, I've had those Malteser cake bars. They are quite nice. Not as nice though as lemon drizzle chocolate digestives. You got to get those guys, because they're where it's at. Trust me, they're amazing. I bought them to go down to Wembley. Didn't eat them on the way down to Wembley, but ate them like when I got back. Put on my half stone again that I lost before. It was after I had my jab. Actually, it's your fault. I blame you entirely for this. Not the fact that I'd just been eating and drinking crap ever since. But when I had my COVID jab, Lee said, "Oh, you deserve." I was on my diet and I was doing great, lost half a stone. And Lee said, "Oh, you deserve something nice now you've had your jab, don't you?" And that was, I think that was 6 weeks ago now, and I haven't stopped eating. It's just getting out of the mindset and getting back in again. But yeah, I am getting back in now. I was actually dreaming about having my second jab last night. Very
controversial. This from Ryan says that Yorkshire Fisheries are no mermaid cafe. Jane,
where's the mermaid cafe, Ryan?
I don't know what that is.
Is that here?
Here's a question from Rocco R, and I must admit we thought about this, and I still don't know. Rocco says, "Are we going to the Armfield Club for the England tomorrow?" No. We're not. But I am.
You got no beer on last time.
I am tempted to do a live stream from the Armfield Club sometime, especially if England get really on, you know what I mean? We could set up in the Armfield room on the stage or something and have all. It'd be pretty good with all the crowd around us. It'd be excellent. It's kind of.
Well, after I've had my second jab, maybe.
It's doable, but yeah, Jane's gonna have a second jab first. But
if we get to the final.
Simsy said, surely if Kenny Dougal is an Aussie international, now his value has gone up. Well,
perhaps.
I think they've already valued Kevin Stewart at 2.3 million or something, haven't they? I read somewhere. I don't know whether it's true or not.
Speculation, isn't it?
It's on Chapel Street, Jane says.
Which one's Chapel Street?
That's the one that just is directly opposite Central Pier. So Central Pier.
What else is on Chapel Street?
Happy Days is on the corner of it. The big police station thing is on it. It goes under the bridge and back up to Central Drive. There's the King Edward pub on the end of it at one end, and it runs right. It's just directly opposite.
Okay, well, we'll give that a go then, Ryan.
So the Mermaid Cafe. Well, I've not tried that one, to be honest, but
have a shave, Gareth.
I'm pretty sure. This is exciting that actually Blackpool players are now becoming international players as well.
Yeah.
It's exciting times again. It's not something we've had for a while, and it'd be nice if one day we actually get a Blackpool player in the England team, because it's a long time since we've had one of those. Brian Thompson says, I don't think England will get out of the group.
Oh.
Yes, I can bogey go on Scotland, he's saying, is Brian. Ooh, controversial.
Well, who knows? Who knows what's
going on?
So
Stanley Arms pub is on Chapel Street, Jane.
Oh, right, yes. So, yeah, just sort of down from the Pump and Truncheon, yeah.
It's directly opposite
okay.
Central Pier. Yes.
Right. Well, I never sort of went down onto the prom because I was always in the pump, so I didn't see what was on the prom side.
Ryan Dunbar says that Brian's on his own there with Scotland. There's not a great lot of hope in Scotland.
I'm not sure how I'm feeling about this purple and yellow on the Euro 2020 logo and in the studio here. Purple and yellow, would they go together, do you think? Or is it a little bit sort of...
It's not a look I'd look.
No.
Ian Simpson says, no, he's not. Come on, Scotland. Another Scotland.
Oh, Brian is Scottish, of course.
Yes, Brian is. Brian Scotland. Well, Ryan's Scottish as well, but he's not so sticking up for Scotland this time.
I think Brian did retire from international football this week.
Did he?
Having not been called up to the squad. So.
Yes, he was meaning. Oh, sorry, Ryan was just meaning because he tagged him into the Scotland thing, and Ryan is a bit. He's not happy with this. I think you could maybe explain, Ryan, not too enamoured with the Scottish national team at the moment.
But they may surprise us as well.
Anybody to say in the stream? What do you think? England tomorrow? Can we do it? Can England win tomorrow? It's a toughie. It's Croatia. We know what they did to us in the World Cup. It was awful. Oh, Nick Muller is here.
Oh, hello, Nick.
Hi, Nick. How are you? Nick's very confident of Ipswich next season getting promotion. He's already...
Everyone's getting promotion next season from the Championship, aren't they? It's just not going to happen realistically.
Yeah,
from League One, you mean?
From League One, yes.
Oh.
Yes, he's...
Well, maybe.
That wasn't.
It's funny that it's funny, isn't it? You do, honestly, you do. I always remember when I used to sort of be out and about when I was younger, and everyone would be like, or at work or whatever. People were like, oh, Blackpool, what division are they in then? And I used to think, God, that's so condescending. But actually, it does happen when you're up there in the Premier League and you're in the Championship. You don't know. I mean, but it's not just a lower league thing. It's just, we were just saying there about Luton being in the Championship. Like, Luton are in the Championship. How's that happened? I just don't know who's in what league. But I know we're in the Championship.
Brian Thompson says, yes, he's had it for 49 years. Only kid supporting Scotland in school. Teachers call me Haggis.
Oh, no.
And so I did retire from international football earlier this week.
Yeah. Teachers called you Haggis. Really? Honestly.
Oh, Nick Muller says, yes, England can win, and he'll be outside Wembley as it's at 2 p.m. tomorrow. So I think Nick you live quite near Wembley, do you? So you're going to be taking in all the atmosphere. You're not going to the game. Do we know how many people are allowed in?
No.
They've not said yet. They're not given any official figures.
They probably have, but I don't know.
Does anybody know? Can anybody confirm how many England fans will be in Wembley tomorrow? Will it be 20,000?
See, this is a big thing for them, isn't it, with the... these restrictions on the 21st of June, which they're talking about now. I mean, I'm not surprised, to be honest. Is just extending the current restrictions for another 4 weeks is what they're mooting now, which I think is sensible with the numbers going up again, and just sort of see how it goes, because it just be a case of removing all restrictions. It's just going to go mental, isn't it? So, but is that going to affect the attendance at the Euro matches?
That's a big worry, isn't it? I mean, they really want to get this on, don't they? Yeah. So.
That's a big thing, because if they want to lift restrictions so they can get more people in to watch the Euro matches, that's just kind of a stupid reason, isn't it? But it's money and power, and don't get me started.
Ryan Dunbar says the Scottish thing inside him goes out the window when it's football with his national team. Just not happy. Brian Thompson says Edgbaston is rocking today, by the way, at the test match.
Oh, is that what are you there? Or are you just saying that Edgbaston's rocking as an observer? Oh, it's Robbie Savage. He's great, isn't he? He's a character.
Nick Muller says 2,600 fans from both sides, loads of corporate, I suppose. That's it, just 2,600 in the ground. That can't be right, can it? Surely we had 5,000 in the playoffs.
Yeah, but people are travelling from all over, aren't they, for these? It's kind of a different thing. Oh,
24,000, says Giles. That sounds a bit more like it. 24,000, not a full house, no.
Well, that does sound more like
it. Yeah, but it's still, I mean, we were there with, we had 4,000 and we made quite a lot of noise, didn't we? We were quite loud. So if you got 24,000, that's going to be like 3 times the size of what we had. So it should still be a decent atmosphere.
Nick is asking an interesting question. What do you guys think? Are you club or country? Would you rather your club won the league or cup or your country won a tournament? For me, it's a massive thing, isn't it? If England were to win the Euros or the World Cup, it would be a great thing for football as a whole. Blackpool specifically, but every club as well, because everybody gets into football and falls in love with football, don't they? I mean, if you remember the last World Cup that happened, because we did so well, but
I would say I'm
shit happens and no one can go anymore, which is just a massive shame, really.
When it comes to the big competitions, I'm country over club. I go really, really big into England, and I want them to win, and they become like the most important thing. And for them to win, a tournament, actually see them win a tournament is so big to me, and I just so want it so much. But then when it's all friendlies and that sort of thing, and in between the competitions, I'm more focused on my club.
I don't feel any connection to the England team at all. I don't know who half the players are.
We've learned quite a bit recently.
Although we did watch, didn't we? That program. There was a program on BBC. If you haven't seen it, do look it up because it was really good. I can't remember what it was called, but it's
a Song for England.
Yeah. Oh, it's called Song for England, and it's on BBC iPlayer, and it's about the two guys who've come up with the song. I didn't even know we had a Euro 2020 song, but it was all sort of the story about how they spoke to a lot of people, including current England players, about their influences and what playing for England means for them, and they travelled all around the country, and it was really good, and there was they interviewed a number of England players in their own homes, and you just got to see them as ordinary people, which they are, of course, but you kind of don't get to see that side of them so often. So it was a lovely show, really, just to see, and we know them now, don't we? We know about, Tyrone Mings, and who else was on?
Yeah. There was who was on that? Rice. There was the other one, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
Oh, yeah, he seemed a lovely boy, didn't he? We met his dad, and
it was really good.
And dad and his granddad, and he just seemed like a really nice lad, and that's something we were saying, weren't we, about what you don't really see much of that with the Blackpool players. Well, that's what we'd love to see, really, them in a sort of normal, relaxed environment, being themselves.
Like an interview.
Sort of like the guys that interview them at Blackpool are it's sort of very stilted. It's not like, they don't come across as warm individuals, having a laugh with them, and having a bit of banter. It's just like, oh, well, they'll just ask them a question in this sort of kind of voice, and then they'll answer the question in this sort of kind of voice. And it's just, you kind of want to see them, like, almost, I mean, I was saying to Lee, you almost want to see Jerry Yates interviewing the new players.
Yeah.
And he would get something out of them. You know what I mean?
No personality whatsoever.
And it was lovely to see that personality coming out from the England players, basically, is what I was saying. You get to relate to them more, because you see, actually, he's a human being. And I think the more of that happens, it's harder I would think, for people to criticize them, when we're back in grounds. You're like, oh, you're shit nuts or whatever. Actually, if you'd seen, all we've seen of Joe Nuttall is him and his interview when he first signed for the club, like, looking really miserable. And that's all we've seen of Joe Nuttall, and it's very easy to dislike somebody when that's all you've seen of them. But if you actually, you've got Joe Nuttall having a bit of banter with Jerry Yates, and actually he's a really nice lad, that Joe Nuttall. And yeah, we'd love to have him back in the team. Actually, he could do a job for us. You know what I mean? It's just show us that side of the players so we can connect with them and so we can like them more, because they're people.
Yeah, there was an interview this week with the young Man City keeper that's come on the Blackpool Football Club website, and I think the headline was, "What is excited? Excited to join Blackpool."
He just did not look excited.
And when you click on it, he's about as excited as dishwater. He's as dull as dishwater, because the interview doesn't, they don't bring that side out of them. No. It's just so.
I mean, it must be hard for the players coming in, because obviously they don't know anybody, and it's an unusual environment for them.
Monotone,
but it's actually just make them feel, because it's Blackpool. Blackpool's a lovely warm place. Make them feel, and
it's as if they sit them down and they're like rabbits caught in headlamps, and they're terrified of the interviewer. It shouldn't be like that at all, and it's such a shame, because he doesn't look excited at all to be at Blackpool, which is really weird, because that's what the headline of the interview is. So if you watch it, you'll see exactly what I mean. But it's the way they ask the questions. They're very poor. Brian Thompson says, casual observer, great atmosphere coming through the TV.
Oh, it's
must be, yes, Edgbaston. Nick Moore thinks it's 24,000, but only 5,000.
Oh yeah, with the corporate, yeah.
Ryan Dunbar says, well, just remember, Lee, we're the Blackpool boys making all the noise everywhere we go. Indeed. Yes, we are. But now
here's Jake. Hello, Jake. I've missed you this week.
Oh, Jake is here.
I've been having what's it called? Separation anxiety from Jake, because he's sort of, we've been messaging all the time and he's been on the shows all the time, and I'm thinking, I miss Jake.
I know, and we're going over. Funny enough, we're going over soon to Lincoln, and we're going to do the Lincoln Imp Trail, aren't we? And we're going to see. We're going to meet up with Jake, and we're going to vlog about it and tell you all about Lincoln, because it's a lovely place, and we're going to take them some Blackpool rock. They brought the Lincoln Imp to Blackpool to sort of to defeat us, but we're going to go back and give them some Blackpool rock to bring them some.
I know where I want to stick it now after my Radio Lincolnshire experience yesterday.
Yeah, that wasn't very good. But we're going to bring them some Blackpool rock to bring them a bit of luck for next season, rather than the imp.
So what does Jake have to say? He's always been. Look, he's a handyman, isn't he? He's been fence post digging. I'm going. Fence post digging. Calzone and bruschetta ordered. Going to enjoy the football tonight, I reckon. Hope you both well. Oh, that sounds nice.
That sounds really good.
That's like a fold-over pizza, isn't it? Calzone. Yeah. Sounds like a boxer. But
Nick Muller says he is a club. You choose your team, but your country is chosen for you.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I kind of felt that my club was chosen for me, really, because I'm from Blackpool. It just seemed to happen. Can you really choose your club? I don't know.
Brian Thompson says little bruschetta is quite good. Jakey boy.
Oh, top tip. I like a bit of bruschetta.
Ryan Dunbar says, my friends were telling me during the week it could be a Rangers versus Blackpool pre-season friendly at Bloomfield Road. Personally, I couldn't handle it.
Why not?
That would be exciting. Why?
Would you be torn?
You can't lose either way, can you, with that one? No. Surely, whoever wins, you win. So if Rangers win, you're happy. Blackpool win, you're happy. It can't be bad, can it?
Oh.
It can't be bad. What was I looking? Just going to quickly look to see if this guy's coming.
You'd have to go into hospitality, so you didn't have to choose what end you were going to be
in.
Brian says Blackpool versus Rangers is apparently happening. Ryan, I'd actually like it to be away, if that's a possibility, because I'd love to be a new ground. I always love a new ground. As we've gotten on in the Championship next season, I've been to them all.
Brian Thompson's confirmed Blackpool versus Rangers is apparently happening. Ryan couldn't go to it. I don't get that. You support both teams, so whichever one wins. It doesn't really matter, does it? It's only a friendly anyway. It's not like it'd be great. Jake Tonks is a lovely little Italian in Horncastle. Shirley and Jake could well make a detour. Absolutely gorgeous.
I was looking actually the last couple of days on TripAdvisor of places to, the top eateries in Lincoln, and there's a lot of cafes up there, which surprised me. I've been looking at the Jew's House restaurant, which I did have an eye on when I was down there last time. It's Michelin starred actually, but very expensive. It's like £30 for a main, but Michelin starred, so it's going to be good. The Indian Castle View is, but you don't like Indian, do you? So.
No, I'm
but
not.
I kind of, I do want to give that a try. So yeah, it's difficult, really. We're having trouble finding I'm having trouble finding somewhere. Lee's not looking. But
I'm just trying to. He can't make it.
Someone's mentioned the Brown's Pie Shop. That sounds quite good, which is a restaurant, not a pie shop, as you would. Jake saying Blackpool need him in the media team. Can we make it happen? Well, yes, you would be better.
Couldn't be any worse, that's for sure. Ian Simpson said he'd come down for Blackpool versus Rangers friendly and down to the Gallant Pioneer after it on Station Road, right? So
you were a little late, actually. They did appoint somebody, I think, last year, but you never know. They may be doing a reshuffle, perhaps, as they're looking to upgrade.
Yeah, well, they have upgraded cameras and stuff, but it's just personality.
Oh, they've got a videographer, haven't they? Were they
just the personality? I
think they just hired a videographer.
Ian Simpson says his favourite pub in Blackpool is so close to the Pleasure Beach. Which one would that be? What would be your favourite?
Is that the Velvet Coaster?
Could be. Ryan Dunbar says he reckons he could wear his Rangers top in the first half, his Blackpool in the second half. Sing Rangers songs first half and Blackpool songs second half. Yeah.
They probably do half and half. Scarves and things, don't they, for Blackpool and Rangers?
It's a win-win anyway, isn't it, for Ryan? He wins if Blackpool win. He wins if Rangers win. If it's a draw, both teams draw. It seems a hard one to go.
What's going on here with is this Queen's birthday or something? Something Queenie going on.
I don't know. Brian Thompson, has anybody been in the Magpie in Whitby?
Oh, I need to. It's on my list. Yeah, I've never been to Whitby, but yeah, I believe that's amazing. I need to go, definitely. Yeah, Whitby is on the list. It's just that part of the world that we never go to. I never really think of going to, but actually, I do love the East Coast. So, and it's got is Whitby where they've got the old. I always get Dracula and Frankenstein mixed up. I always have. It's just a thing.
You get what?
Red Arrows. I've always got Dracula and Frankenstein mixed up, but one of them's got Whitby connections, and I'm never sure which. I think it's Dracula.
Probably, yeah. Well, Frankenstein was a monster that was created from a dead body thing, and Dracula's a vampire.
Yeah, it was Dracula. I think. I don't know, it's just in my head. It's just one of those things. It's like, Adrian Heath and Andy Hinchcliffe and just like,
Reese Jefferson says, good afternoon, Lee and Jane. Good afternoon, Reese. Looking forward to the championship next season. Did you watch the Wales game?
We watched the second half.
Watched the second half, and they managed to get a draw. We had a lovely young lady on, a Swansea City fan. If you get a chance to watch it back, who we're trying to meet some of the vloggers from championship clubs and find out a little bit about where we're going to. There was a Birmingham City. I was just checking if he's coming in, but he's had to go to some sort of party and he can't come in now, which is a shame. Reese Jefferson says Lee doesn't like Indian. No, I'm egg and chips, man. Me, I'm English food.
You can't even eat eggs.
Spicy food. No, I can't even eat egg. It's just my tummy just doesn't agree. Anything spicy is just an absolute no for me. It's just
which is why it's a bit of a challenge to find a restaurant that is exciting but suits us both.
Oh dear. Yes.
Oh, PTSD. Oh, Jake.
Can we stop talking about the championship?
What's going to happen?
We've got to talk about the championship now. We've
where
no
we are now.
Choice. If they'd have won.
Oh gosh.
Oh dear, he's got a PTSD. Oh,
I don't know the Gallant Pioneer.
Yes, it's on.
Is that one of those Scottish pubs down a back street?
No, it's actually on Station Road, which is opposite the South Pier. For those that don't know.
Oh, is it one of them pubs that we went past to saying, "Oh, I didn't know it was a pub here"? When there's loads of them, I just never go down there.
No, it's when you go past the Velvet Coaster and you turn right into Station Road. There's like a little market on the right, and it's above there, and you wouldn't even know it was there. It's like a club that used to be a working men's club. It's there, the Gallant Pioneer. It's now a Rangers club, I do believe.
Dracula, yeah. See, I was right.
Oh, Ryan Dunbar, when he was saying that he'd be Natalie Imbruglia, he'd be tall. Yes, we get it now.
We were a little late there, Ryan. See what he had to do.
Brian Thompson says the lost corner of the world is Whitby, murder to get to. Yeah, Dracula holding back the years video.
Oh, right. Was Dracula in that, or was it just filmed?
Jake Tong is championing League One as the best league in the world.
Oh, we all know that's not true, Jake. But it's all the better for having you in it.
Jerice Jefferson doesn't understand, so we're going to have to explain the joke. Jake is a Lincoln fan, and of course he's become a big favourite of the channel. We did lots of videos with Jake running up to the playoff final, but unfortunately only one of us could win, and Jane's a big fan of Lincoln and like going to Lincoln, so we were hoping really that Lincoln were going to get automatic, or one of us was going to get automatic, we're both going to get up, but
so we're going anyway.
So we're
going next month. We're going to Lincoln. We're not being robbed of our Lincoln trip.
We're going to Lincoln, and we're going to take some Blackpool Rock for luck next season. That is why. Red Room says Dracula. Yes, Dracula. It's a good goth weekend. Giles Morgan, full enough, is going to Whitby on July the 4th, Sunday, on G-Line coaches. Maybe too expensive to go to other fish and chips that Sunday. Okay.
Yeah, well, enjoy that. I'm very jealous, Giles.
Mark Jackson says, get yourself to Go Greek in late.
Yes, went. It was the night that Cask opened, actually. Me and my friend Karen went to the Greek place before for a meal, and then we went to Cask, or vice versa. I can't remember which way, but yeah, it's good.
Right. Ryan Dunbar says, never talked to my dad about the Castle pub.
Oh.
Why? And I'll take that as a win for me, finally. Jake Tong says, what a birthday treat. Can't bloody wait.
Oh, no.
That's going to be really good.
Yeah, we just need to figure out where we're going to. Did you find out about your barbecue and what time we can eat and things?
Oh dear.
I'm waiting on this map. They haven't actually published the map of the Imp Trail yet, and I kind of need that to plot things on, to figure out, what we can do every day, because I understand. I mean, there's Skegness Imp, so we've got to go to Skegness on our way in. Yeah, why are we still wearing this?
I don't know.
And then there's 30 imps in Lincoln, but I don't know how spread out they're going to be. But also there's 5 roaming imps as well, so that could be a bit of a challenge. So I've got to get them all before we leave. So it doesn't sound like a lot, but actually when you get stopping off at shops and cafes and pubs and restaurants and stuff, I want to rattle off as many as I can earlier on in the weekend, so I'm not rushing at the end.
Reece Jefferson is a bit of mean bagging here.
Oh no,
it's not nice. He says, he's a Lincoln fan. Lincoln are so bad, we had to score their goal for them. Well, is there
a boo button?
No,
you need to get a boo
button. Ryan Dummer, so let's just say that his dad froze up because of a fight. He wasn't in it, he just froze up because of it.
Oh dear, it's not nice to be in. The only time I've ever seen like football violence in my life was at Rochdale, in the pub called the Church, so right at the ground, I think. And yeah, it all kicked off in there. So the glasses and glass ashtrays flying everywhere. It dates it a little bit, doesn't it? Glass ashtrays in a pub. And it was really scary. It's scary being in a pub when there's a fight. Fortunately, I just got sort of sucked out in the crowd out the back door that I didn't even know was there and got away. But yeah, it's frightening.
We haven't got a boo thing, but seeing as Jake's put that up, I'll just go boo and read it out. Brian Thompson, anyone doing Yorkshires tomorrow? James Martin recipe never fails.
No, but that you just reminded me of something I did see on a menu in Lincoln. That it was like a big Yorkshire with stuff in it. Or was that? No, that wasn't in Lincoln at all. That was the air balloon where I'm going on Monday.
Oh, that's a shame. Ryan Dunbar says, don't talk to me about Skeggy. He's just had to cancel his Butlins holiday today for next year.
No, yeah.
I do like a Butlins, but it's not cheap.
Last time I went to Butlins, last time I went to Skeggy, it was for Butlins on an absolute 80s weekender. Got to see Bucks Fizz, it was ace. That's a shame that you've had to cancel.
I went to Bognor Butlins
a
few years ago, and it's great. It's really good, and
we'll have to do it.
A great water slide. They have a water thing you can go in, but they've got the best water slide there. It's like a big tower.
Do you like water slides? Is that a thing?
Yeah, yes, I do. I like the sandcastle, but the one there, it's brilliant. It's almost like a vertical drop straight down. It's fantastic. It's the best.
I like being able to breathe. Not a fan of being in the water, me.
Yeah, but often, when you go to water parks, it's not very deep anywhere. It's all splash and fun and waves and all that sort of stuff. Okay, Jake Tong says, I was in Skeg Vegas last night for the Italy-Turkey game.
Oh, right.
Beers absolutely everywhere. Yeah, I can imagine. There's a lot of Italians in Skeg
I like
Vegas.
the Seal Sanctuary. Have you been there in Skeg Vegas? That was pretty cool.
I think I've been to Skegness. I can't remember if I've been there or I haven't been there. It might have been a long
I liked
time.
it. I like standing on the end of the pier and just feeling that, the wind. It's fantastic, but it's, I'd rather clean myself.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that Scorcho tomorrow.
Oh, Brian Thompson says, do you remember all the place names on Pontins opposite sand dunes back in the day? Yeah, there used to be names of, was it names of all the Pontins on the outside? I can't remember now. It's a long time ago. Ryan Dunbar says, Butlins, I went to see Bucks Fizz. Hope it didn't take you a while to make your mind up to go there.
No, I heard though. I still do actually listen to Absolute Radio sometimes. Maybe going back to it now. I'm boycotting Radio Lincolnshire. But yeah, they're advertising these 80s weekenders.
I've loved the Radio Lincolnshire.
I have, yeah.
Listen to it every day.
Yeah, I have. I've been listening to it every day. I can fuck off now. But yeah, these Absolute 80s weekenders. I'm like, I love. I really wanted to go to Butlins, and I love 80s music and stuff. And I thought, oh yeah, I'll go. And yeah, I saw Katrina and the Waves, Bucks Fizz. I don't remember what else I saw, but it was good. It was very good. I definitely recommend them. Yeah, but they're not cheap. But you can get deals if you sort of get in at the right time.
Jake Tong says, Skeg is a bloody beautiful. It's bloody beautiful. It's a BTEC Blackpool, honestly.
A BTEC Blackpool.
I actually know what that means.
Yeah, it is lovely. But I don't know. I just didn't fall in love with it quite how I fell in love with Clee. I'm a bit funny with seaside resorts because they're never Blackpool and they're all different. I mean, Southend was weird. Southend had these boy racers, which was very strange. Scarborough, I got very excited because they had a Wimpy, but actually went in and it was Wimpy's terrible. You can understand why they're not a thing anymore. So there's always like
I used to like root beer though from Wimpy's. They used to have root beer. It was beautiful. It was really nice. This is the best drink ever.
But Skeg was nice. We did get out into Skeg, so I went to the Seal Sanctuary and that, and it was nice. I think there was actually I think that was where I saw the stag party where there was like the stag was dressed as a big cheese and all these other stags were dressed as mice or vice versa, and they were just like playing crazy golf, and it's just like being in Blackpool. You're just gonna make a giant cheese and some mice playing crazy golf. it's lovely seeing things like that. It's just joy, isn't it? It just really makes you smile. I think that was Skeg.
Ryan Dunbar says 2-0 to him with 2 tish booms now.
Wow.
Jake Tong says, saying the Clee word is a sin in Lincoln. Just be wary.
Oh, well, it's lovely. And yeah, I know you're not fans of Grimsby, are you?
Ryan Dunbar says, I love Butlins. I love the amusement park at Skeggy, but don't like Skeggy itself. One street, and most importantly, not.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's definitely not Blackpool.
Well, we're coming up to full time, aren't we?
I suppose when you're over there.
1:45.
Yes, it is. I'm getting thirsty, actually. I have no idea what we're having for tea.
1 minute to go. Plus injury time. So, any last questions? Fire them in because we're going to be going any minute now. We're going to go and enjoy. What's the match on tonight on the football? I might take that in.
There's one at 5, isn't there? And then there's another one. So there's another 2.
Oh, there's 2 more games.
Yeah.
What are the games tonight?
Have a little look. We've got Belgium Russia is at 8 o'clock.
Right,
in St. Petersburg.
Okay.
And we've got Denmark, Finland at 5 o'clock at Telia Parken.
Brian Thompson says, fun 90s fact. I once played bass for one track for Depeche Mode in Switzerland.
Did you really? Well, was that like on an album or at a gig? Or tell us more about that. I can give you a fun fact as well. I went to a Depeche Mode bar in Tallinn. A Depeche Mode bar that just like plays Depeche Mode on the big screen, has all Depeche Mode memorabilia.
Where was it?
Tallinn, Estonia.
Oh, Estonia.
Yeah.
Wow.
Have you ever been? It's good. If you ever go to Tallinn, don't miss it.
No. Jake Tong says there's no Skegness grime media like they have in Blackpool. I don't know. This grime thing, I don't really know much about it, to be honest. It's not something really.
I don't understand that sentence.
It's that grime music. It's kind of rap, but worse.
Crap.
It's crap. Yeah, it's not my thing at all, I'm afraid to say. It's just not musical for me. It's just weird. It's kind of poverty rap.
We just don't like anything that's not of our era, really. I suppose it's the same, you know, you sort of get older and you sort of like what you used to like and don't like new stuff anymore.
It is. It's
but
massive
to be fair, there are bands that are currently putting out music, like the Lancashire Hot Pots, for example, who I do love. So it's just finding your niche, isn't it, and what's right for you.
It's a bit like bargain bin rap. It's like B&M. It's like the B&M bargains of rap. I would say. It's like,
well, the new Hot Pot songs rap.
Central Drive rap. That's how I see it anyway.
Right.
It's just.
I like Central Drive.
But it is popular. It's massive on there. It's massive on the internet.
Very good spice shop.
Not my thing, I must admit. Anyway, we haven't asked anybody to subscribe or like the video, but make sure you do, as we always need a few more subscribers and a few more likes on our way to 1 million subscribers, which we will get there before the year 2022. 22. I don't think we'll be alive then. Well, this channel might have by the post
22.
I can see my great grandchildren saying something like, he always wanted to get to 1 million subscribers. Well, now he has. Rest in peace, great granddad.
Okay,
you did it.
I'll haunt you till you get there.
Yes, I'll be hanging around. I'll keep coming back to check on my figures until. So if the channel does reach 1 million subscribers by the year 2022, I'll still be waiting for that moment. Anyway, that's it, folks. We're 2 minutes into 2 minutes of extra time.
Are we still going to have the internet in 2022?
I don't know, but it'll still be here. The channel still be
here. We will still have an Earth.
You can put a little pot of me in on the why you do the live streams?
What, with like eyes on?
Brian Thompson says Spearman's on Central Drive is great for a Scottish breakfast.
Oh, right.
So there we go.
Yeah, I need to eat more Scottish. Definitely.
Yeah. Well, thanks everyone for coming on. We've enjoyed it, and we're going to get off.
And we'll be back tomorrow, 1:30. Oh, Gary's got different glasses on, has he?
Yeah, we're back tomorrow 1:30 to do our, to do the England game. So come along and join us if you're not watching it in a
come and join, or even if you are, still pop in the chat.
Come and join us over here.
So we'll see you tomorrow. Enjoy your evening.
See you, folks.
Enjoy the weather. Don't forget to put your sunscreen on if you are going out tomorrow, because it's going to be a scorcher.
It's going to be a scorcher. See you later, folks. Thanks a lot. Thanks for tuning in. See you tomorrow.
Go back on.
Oh, so.
So what do you want?
We're just kidding. There's an Avengers End with us. If you know anything about this channel, what we're having for tea?
I don't know. I'm asking you what you want.
I don't know. Well, I don't know. I can't decide yet. But anyway,
I'll go raid the freezer.
Enjoy the football tonight. Come on, England. We're going to win the Euros. I can feel it.
Can you?
I can feel it. It's going to happen.
Sure, it's not sunstroke.
We're going to be dancing in the streets like Martha and the Vandellas. See you later, folks. See you tomorrow. 1:30. Be here. Don't miss it.